Do you think that you may be addicted to food, and would you like to stop your obsessions over it? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the symptoms of food addiction and ways to overcome it. Hi, I'm Vanessa McLennan, and I help you to lose weight by overcoming emotional eating and fighting food addictions. So please click on the subscribe button, click on the bell, and you'll be notified of my next videos. So keep watching for what you can do to help free yourself of these addictions. So how do you know you're addicted to food? Well, it's a funny thing, isn't it, food? Because, it's not like drugs or alcohol where the aim is to then, come away from that addiction, leave that addiction, and you never touch those substances ever again. And now to an addict, they're like, no, that's like, a lot to think about. But to food, we need it to survive. So it's not as easy. We can't just say, right, don't ever touch it again and just live on green tablets for the rest of your life. Yeah, not as easy. So with a food addict, and I'm going to talk about the symptoms in a minute, but with a food addict, you have to eat and binge and gorge perhaps on certain foods, and perhaps there'll be sugary foods like, pizzas, chocolate, crisps, cakes, those sort of fatty, sugary foods, where you just can't get enough of them, and you might be full, but you still keep eating, and that's when perhaps, okay, something's not right. There's not a click in the brain that goes, okay, enough, stop, or we've learned to override that click, and somehow our brain just takes over and just keeps going more, or we find ourselves going to more food. Make a conscious choice. So it all starts with you mentally making that real solid conscious choice of, I am going to break this, okay? Now, addictions are, hard to break. And if it was that easy, my God, none of us would have addictions. So you really have to sort of like put the mental work into it. So start with writing down a list of all the reasons why you want to break this addiction, but then go on to list all the reasons and all the positive benefits that you will get, once you have broken this addiction. So you have got to have positive benefits, and you've got to think of the positives, otherwise you will easily get sucked back into that addiction. Know your trigger foods. So if you know what food triggers you, then you can do your best to stay away from it. Now, I know it's really easy to sit here and say, well, stay away from it, because you'd be going, well, yeah, if I could, I would. That's the whole point of this. So, but if you know what they are, at least you can perhaps, do tricks like hide them from yourselves, or distract from yourselves, distract yourself from them, or shop at an alternative places. Get someone else to help you do the cooking. So try tactics like that to do, what you can to just keep them out of sight and out of mind. Seek outside help. So this is go to a therapist or an addiction specialist, someone who can really understand what it is that you're going through. So addictions always, stem from, your childhood, or, parents have addictions, something like trauma, something in early, adulthood coming through. And it's really, really difficult to resolve it on its own. Plus, a lot of things perhaps add into addictions, like, depression and anxiety. So you may have had those before, and then that lends itself to addictions, or having this addiction has also then caused these other issues. So it starts to become sort of a bit of a whirlwind with lots of things adding into it. So to be able to resolve it fully, go and seek outside help. CBT, or cognitive behavioural therapy. This is a great way to reprogram our thoughts and our behaviours. And what we're doing is we're taking something from the negative and then switching it into the positive. So you can do this yourself by listing down all the negative reasons as to why you don't want to come away from foods, or what you're worried about, any of your concerns. That if you think, right, well, if I stop eating pizzas and crisps, what will happen? So in other words, you might think, I won't be much fun anymore, I won't be invited out anymore. Well, what would I eat? So write those down. So let's take that one. I won't be fun anymore. And that's a negative because it's, keeping you stuck. So then think about how it could be a positive. So I won't be fun anymore. Well, what way can I be fun, without eating these foods? How do other people who don't eat, pizzas and crisps, how do they have fun? So it's rewiring and thinking about all the possibilities to that negative. Tapping and EFT. So this is known as the emotional freedom technique. So how this helps you is you pick like certain acupressure points, like here, 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 then your collarbone, or it's like this little soft point here, under your arm, then the crown of your head, then points on your wrists, and then this is called the karate chop point here. And the idea is that it's based on acupressure points, and when we have negative, memories and emotions, it gets stuck in our body. So this is like energy is stuck, we can't perhaps see it. But by tapping on these acupressure points, then you are releasing and flowing that energy. But also it's accompanied by words, which is along the lines of the CBT. So what we're saying to ourselves is, as you tap on the pressure point, you're saying, even though I really want these crisps right now, and then you say the positive, which is, I really love and accept myself. Now, at first, this might seem absolutely ridiculous to say. I know some people are like, oh, no, cringy. But just go with it, because what we're doing is, one, by the words, we're saying, acknowledging how we feel, really sort of getting in tune with that emotion. And then by saying, I really love and accept ourselves, we are saying, look, it's okay as we are. This is where we are. So it does actually really work. The more that you do it, the more in tune you get with yourself, and the more it does really help you just like fight and stop these cravings. So comment below and let me know how you get on.